International Trade Focus is brought to you by GOIL and Agricultural Development Bank.
Coming up on International Trade Focus,
we shall take a look at Ghana's chocolate confectionery industry and the prospect of value addition to one of the nation's major exports, cocoa.
The world's chocolate confectionery market is worth over $200 billion as Ghana indicates readiness to take its rightful share by adding value to raw cocoa beans before export. Does the country have what it takes to produce chocolate products that can compete globally? Today's edition of International Trade Focus seeks to find the answer to this all-important question. International Trade Focus is brought to you by GOIL, Good Energy, ADB, Truly, Agric and more, Public Elegance and Pediassi Valley Resort. My name is Anna Spio. Stay tuned. Organized by the Ghana Cocoa Board in collaboration with sponsors such as ADB, the National Chocolate Week brought together Ghana's chocolatiers, cocoa product makers, and the general public. On our focal point segments today, we shall take a look at Ghana's preparedness to venture into the global cocoa markets, prospects, and benefits.
The Global Chocolate Market Report 2020 suggests that the chocolate industry will grow by a cumulative annual growth rate of 4.7%. By 2025, the global chocolate market is estimated to reach $182 billion, a hike from the current $137 billion in 2019. Some market researchers attribute this growth to consumer impulse buying. Ghana is the second largest cocoa bean producer in the world, and together with Ivory Coast, the two countries control about 60% of the global cocoa bean output. Despite this huge contribution, the combined revenue from their exports of raw cocoa beans is less than $10 billion per annum. Ghana's export in cocoa generated over $2.4 billion in 2019, while Ivory Coast recorded $3.9 billion in the same year. Our focal point segment today highlights Ghana's chocolate confectionery industry and the prospect of value addition to the nation's major exports. Over the years, Ghana's non-traditional export of cocoa powder and processed cocoa products brought in another $489 million as export earnings. Although this is quite significant for the nation, it's meager compared to the over $180 billion chocolate industry. There's a larger market to contend with. Local consumption of chocolate per capita is, however, low. The average per capita consumption stands at 0.5 kilograms of chocolate per Ghanaian. The situation is more evident on the international scale as Africa and South Africa have the lowest market share of chocolate, according to the Modern Intelligence Market Report conducted into the chocolate consumption markets. In light of this, the government of Ghana and other agencies of government invested in this year's Ghana Chocolate Week to promote eating made in Ghana chocolates. President of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in a national address, made a passionate appeal to Ghanaians to increase consumption of chocolate.
The health benefits of cocoa are enormous and well known. It helps reduce blood pressure, lowers the risk of heart attack and stroke, and improves brain function. Ghana produces the best cocoa, which has strong nutritional value, and it's time that our consumption increases in our own backyard. Currently, per capita consumption of cocoa in Ghana stands at 0.5 kilograms. This should increase to 1 kilogram per Ghanaian in the short to medium term. This will begin with inculcating the habit of consuming cocoa in our children. This will not only develop the taste for cocoa products, but will also help them stay healthier to contribute their quota towards the growth and transformation of Ghana. I am and will continue to be a passionate consumer of chocolate and cocoa-related products.
The quality of Ghana's chocolate has never been in doubt. Fortunately, there's a national appetite for made-in-Ghana chocolate and chocolate derivatives. This interest is best personified in the comments of a daily chocolate consumer.
I drink cocoa powder every morning. It's like a regular thing, sometimes twice in a day. Because of its medicinal properties and the fact that it's a way of boosting your immune system. It's very good. So I don't play with it at all. It's something I consume every day. Every day, yes. So I'm a regular consumer of Ghana's cocoa. No two ways about that.
Cocoa has proven to be one of Ghana's proud exports to the international markets. Industry players have come to the realization that it's no longer economically prudent to continue exporting Ghana's cocoa bean in its raw form. The Cocoa Research Institute has done some work into the value addition prospects of cocoa. The Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Cocoa Research Institute explains further.
We also have the New Product Development Unit that looks at adding value to cocoa. When you take a cocoa pod itself, the part that the farmer gets his or her money from comes from a maximum of about 40%. That is the cocoa bean itself. The rest is normally left idle in the farm to go waste. So starting from the cocoa husk, based on research, we observe that it can be used or we can turn it into animal feed. Okay, so it's pelletized into animal feed, which can be given to cattle, swine, goats, poultry, what have you. The same way we also get organic fertilizer for staple crops. And then also, we also have the alata soup, the alata semina or the dark soup, which is also very good. Coming from the discarded cocoa bean, it's not always the farmer get beans that are good to make chocolate. It happens almost everywhere in every farm. So the discarded cocoa bean, which the farmer would have thrown away, we extract the butter out of it and it's used for some cosmetics. We use for cocoa body pomade. We have cocoa butter soap also for bathing, which is also very good and help the skin a lot. Also coming from the sweating, when cocoa is being harvested, we do fermentation. And during fermentation, the bean, have this white slimy substance around called the mucilage, which breaks down in the form of water and then goes out waste. But now through research, we convert those sweating into cocoa jam. We also convert, since it contains sugars, we get cocoa gin, we get cocoa brandy, we have cocoa wine. Further fermentation of the wine, we get cocoa vinegar. Okay, so all these products that I mentioned are coming from here to waste from cocoa. Okay, all right. So basically, that is the primary goal of Cocoa Research Institute. But as the product that I spoke about, as of now, research has been proven. But then we are also calling out on partners and investors to come to Cocoa Research Institute to come and support or partner with us so that we can mass produce these items on the market, and then the farmers will be able to appreciate the essence of the research that the scientists have provided.
The possibilities are endless for cocoa, not just as a bar of chocolate, but as other derivatives. International trade focus interacted with some exhibitors at the Cocoa Week celebration to prove this assertion.
So we'd like to know the whole idea behind the National Chocolate Week for this year.
Okay, the National Chocolate Day basically is a celebration that has been in existence for more than 15 years. Started in 2005 by our own honorable late Jacobi Chebilamte. He brought this celebration to replace the Valentine's Day because he felt that we could make it meaningful, make it profitable, make it valuable, and build it around our cocoa. Because Ghana is only known mainly for its cocoa, and the next level of our development is to make chocolate or use the cocoa as raw material and process it further and manufacture products out of this raw material. And so National Chocolate Day has been celebrated over the years. This year the theme is Eat Chocolate, Stay Healthy and Grow Ghana. And so we're here to celebrate it, grow awareness, make it a big celebration, develop businesses out of cocoa processing and chocolate manufacturing and manufacturing of cocoa-based products, so that over time it can contribute significantly to Ghana's GDP.
Okay, so let's move from Ghana and go to the international world.
Okay.
When we talk about international marketing and international trade, how recognized is our Ghanaian cocoa outside the world or in the market?
Okay, in commercial quantities, Ghana ranks number one. It's only Ghana's cocoa that is ranked premium, and so we thank God for placing us in the center of the world and giving us premium cocoa. And so in terms of quality, Ghana comes first. In fact, it is only Ghana's beans that is sold on the commodities market with a premium price. The rest are all selling at market price or at a discount. Ghana attracts premium, and so this is very helpful. It gives us higher value. It makes origin products from Ghana highly respected. In fact, that's why we would have to continue making products out of our beans and also sell them as premium products, like our chocolate, like Golden Tree chocolate, for instance, is highly rated because the chocolate that we sell here for average people or everyday use, in actual fact, are premium chocolates because of the cocoa content and the quality.
Okay. So I would like to find out, when we talk about African continental free trade area, it has been established and it has come to stay to help businesses like this. Your company, how do you intend to take advantage of something like this?
We are very excited about this opportunity, but you see, we want the government to leverage on this company. This company has been in existence for about 57 years. We've been doing chocolate for so long, and we know how to do it. And so the government can pick this big brand and make it an African or the global brand representing Ghana. Just like Coca-Cola and all that represent America, Golden Tree or chocolate can represent Ghana. And so for us, we want all the support, all the resource, and as a company, we ourselves are braced up to push this brand, not for Ghana, but for Africa and the world. We've been to a lot of African countries, and the response that we get is that this chocolate must go to the world. And so that is what we are excited about, and we are upbeat to take advantage of this Africa Free Trade Area opportunities.
What products do you have here today?
This is all Safe Chocolates Ghana, a locally manufactured company at North Legon, Hachu. Yeah, we deal in chocolates, customized and company branded chocolates. Yeah, pure cocoa, no additives like sugar and extra things. No flavors and anything. It's purely cocoa.
It's purely cocoa.
Yeah.
So can you take us through some of the products you have here?
Our main flavors are the lemon flavor, the coffee flavor, we have coconut flavor, we have dark flavor, we have 70% dark and 30% milk, we have milk and white, we have just milk, we have milk and granules.
Okay, so internationally, do you export some or it's just here in Ghana?
Oh, we've started exporting. Right now, some of our products are found in the US and UK.
So what are some of the benefits that we get should someone patronize your products?
We all know that chocolate is actually very good for us when it's not high in its sugar level. So it helps with your heart issues. It also helps in sweetening your taste buds and everything. And we also know that because of the cocoa inside, cocoa is quite healthy. Patronizing cocoa is basically patronizing Ghanaian products and, improving and promoting it throughout the world. And that will also give us income as a country.
Okay, so can you tell us a bit about this exhibition and why you chose to be part of this exhibition?
Okay, so this exhibition is actually cocoa products. We are exhibiting cocoa products. So we want people to know what cocoa is, we can use cocoa for actually. So I stand for Cobeans Natural Spices. So I chose natural spices because I want people to know that cocoa is not just found in chocolates or soaps or teas, but also can be used to cook. Okay, so Cobeans has 40% of cocoa beans in it. It's in collaboration with nutmeg. You'll find dawa, cinnamon, cardamom. You'll find rosemary. You'll find pepper in it. Natural stuff, no artificial additives. Okay, so you will not taste it bitter, and it will not smell cocoa. It smells spices. So we added cocoa to the natural spices because of the health benefits cocoa gives.
Alright,
Yeah.
so you've already explained the things that it does to the body.
Yes.
So we'd like to find out that how long have you been part of this exhibition?
Okay, so today, this year is our second year.
Okay.
To my knowledge, this year we were here last year and it was super.
Okay,
This
so-
year is super.
Okay, so what has been the impact so far?
It's been great. Like, people are wowed about it. All they see or know is chocolate, soap, drink. When I say spices, they are like, "Whoa, spices? How?" So their mind is chocolate stew or chocolate soup. So I made them know that no, that is not the mind about it. But it's just that a little bit of cocoa is added to the spices for your healthy meals.
Alright, so please take us through the types of spices that you have here, the products
Okay,
that you have.
so we have 6 flavors.
Okay.
This is for soup. This is for steaming meat, fish, or any protein. Okay, and this is for your stews and gravies. And this is for your noodles, spaghetti, indomies. And this is for your jollofs, tasty jollofs. Yeah. And this is for your kele willis. Yeah. So they are all 6 flavors. Last year we came with 4. This year we are doing 6 flavors.
Alright, so what has been the benefit so far?
Okay.
Being part of the National Cocoa Week.
It's been great to advertise our product. It's been great. I'm so excited about this because we are different from the market. This is not chocolate or tea, but it's something different, and I'm hoping that we come up with more ideas.
So how long have you been part of the National Chocolate Week?
Well, we started the National Chocolate Week with them. The maiden edition was last year. It was good. This year too, we came on board. And, well, it's not as it was last year. The participation is quite low. Or let me say the patronage is quite low. But let's say the weekend just started.
Okay.
The massive sales usually come on weekends. So let's just see what happens.
So I would like to know how do you export your companies, and if you do, which companies do you export to?
Oh, we actually do export sales. We are in Cote d'Ivoire, we are in Burkina, we are in Nigeria, we are in Sierra Leone.
Alright.
And then we are actually trying to get other countries on board as well.
Okay, so how long has your company been in existence? How many
Oh, for over
years?
60 years. Yes.
Alright, then let's go and then see the product.
Yeah. So these are miniatures, the Takai miniature, the smaller version of the bigger one. So with this one over here, we are doing promotional sales.
Okay.
So one going for 7 cedis. Over here, we do 20. We do 3 for 20 cedis. Exactly. And then one goes for 7 cedis. And then the bigger ones, my colleague will speak on it.
All right. Can you please tell us what we have here?
Okay, so this is the Takai. We have the big bottle. Yes, and this goes for 60 cedis.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the big one, and then we have the small, the miniature as well.
So this is purely made from cocoa and
Cocoa
coffee.
and then coffee bean. Yes,
Okay,
please.
so what are some of the benefits you get from this?
Okay, it has this aphrodisiac here, so it's good for both ladies and then the men.
Libido is very low, you need it.
Yes, you need it. You know it, right? Yes, it has a sweet, and then you can make a good cocktail out of it.
Okay.
Yes.
So as my colleague said, these are a new range of liqueurs we are bringing on the market. This is our prestigious liqueur. But then we are bringing 4 different liqueurs on the market. We are bringing the pineapple and passion, the vanilla, the cocoa, that's the chocolate, and then the ginger. So we are here to actually take feedback. We are actually here to ascertain the reviews of our customers before we actually launch it this year. It's part of our projects for the year. So these are the new products we are bringing on the market.
In its original form, events such as the Ghana Chocolate Week, which seeks to highlight the chocolate industry, may be just the avenue for further innovation and creativity. Premium Ghanaian chocolate like the Golden Tree chocolate and niche cocoa have proven their worth. It's up to Ghanaians to support their very own made in Ghana chocolate products.
Managing Director of Cocoa Processing Company, Nanajan Mboateng, tells us how we can tap into the lucrative chocolate confectionery industry. Our in-depth segment comes up next.
tell us about Ghana's chocolate industry and its relation to the Chocolate Week.
This year, the theme for our Chocolate Week was Eat Chocolate, Stay Healthy, Grow Ghana. We chose this theme in the light of this COVID-19 era and what are the food that you need to eat to build your immunity. And it has been tested and proven that the top 5 polyphenols is cocoa and dark chocolate, cloves and seasoning, fruits, vegetables, and nuts. And Ghana God has granted us this opportunity with this our cocoa, and why don't we take advantage of it? And it's not like today's COVID that one wants to speak about cocoa. It dates back in 1700 BC when Montezuma, the king, it was known as food for the gods. They just used the cocoa and turmeric or any of the cloves or seasonings as the food. When you go to the Kunan Islands, that is the food. In times past during the war, dark chocolates were given to soldiers as rationing so that they can keep long. Montezuma used to define it as a drink of cocoa for the day is a food that can take you for the whole day. Why? Because of the nutrients that is in cocoa. The iron, the calcium, the potassium, the manganese, and all is one complete food.
What makes Ghana's chocolate confectionery unique?
What makes cocoa different from the others is the Ghanaian way. The 5 days fermentation, the 7 days sun drying makes us a unique product. That is with the Ghanaian one. Aside also is any product that is a plant-based, which goes into a secondary form of fermentation, gives the flavonoids that helps to fight the free radicals. And so we chose this week as the National Chocolate Week so as a way that people will create some awareness and consume cocoa and other products which can build on our immunity. What then goes into this product which makes it unique? As I said, with the Ghanaian way, we come with it in this raw form from the upcountry. Here, all is in-based. That is the 5 days fermentation, the sun drying gives it into that unique position. Then when it gets here, we go through a roasting process, which we call a debug. We would have cleaned up any foreign material upcountry, roast it to kill any bacteria. We then take off the shells. Then we get into the nibs. Even at this stage, the 5 benefits, even on consuming it here, it is 40 times stronger than blueberries. And everybody knows what apples, blueberries, and these things. So if you have a product which is 40 times higher in product, it is, in terms of calcium, it is of a higher percentage than cow milk. People know what cow milk can do. So if you have a product like this, it is from this stage, the iron content is higher, the magnesium. This phase is what just goes in as a paste. In the paste form is what we press and we call it as cocoa mass. At this stage of the paste, you press out and you get it in the form of a butter. In this butter stage is where one can use it for food, for pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and chocolate. In this form is what goes outside, where we use it for the Palmer's cocoa butter. Because of the vitamin E that's the best food when you use it for cooking. We know of wheat germ oil, which we know as the lowest cholesterol, but this is better than that one. So if you have a product, either you are using it as a cream, you can even just take some like this in a form of massaging, and that is your body cream. And then you can just use it to cream. And you are getting all the vitamin E. Now, one of the levels of the U rays, it repairs the skin. You can even use it as a form of massage. After hard days, because of vitamin E, you can use it as a massage. Tone up here, and you can have it there. From this stage also is where we use it for chocolate. After this, because we've pressed out the butter, it comes in the form of a cable form. This one is where we then take it as a powder. It is in this powder stage that we bottle it as Royal, so that you are just taking the natural product. When you go further, it's where you can add sugar and milk, and it comes as a hot chocolate. Here we have it in the form of this one, or with coffee blend. This is that stage of when you get it in the powder form. It is in that chocolate form also when you have it here. It's where we have the 70, 80, 90. And it's also been tested and proven that any dark chocolate, where even you take 20 grams, because like you have it like this, you have it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they give you 100 grams. So 20 grams of this, scientifically, medically, been proven that if you consume, it's like taking 80 grams soluble aspirin. So if you have a product, when you take it, it builds your immunity. Continuous consumption of cocoa has been medically proven that it is 2 to 3 times better than green tea, 3 to 5 times than red wine. And we are saying that cocoa, this is good for the heart. The reason why cocoa is the best is the nitric oxide, that the continuous consumption open up the blood vessels. When we get it into other forms, it's where we have all these different products of spread. So like we've been telling you every day, CPC is like the food for the family. So you get to the table, any of this form with your spread. We know, as I mentioned, with nuts. We have with groundnuts, we have with cashew, we have with tiger nut, we have with almond, we have with hazelnut, that we've added cocoa to get it as a spread for your bread. When we want to take it into any form of this chocolate also, we have it in the form of nuts, as a pecan, macadamia, pistachio, almond, walnut. They've also mixed it with the chocolate. So these are what also we can get it into smaller packs, or these 250 grams packs. So basically, we're trying to use this opportunity that we can all consume this our product. In some of my areas where I have had the opportunity to talk, I've insisted, and some come up that the Royal is bitter. And I have said that of a recipe. Because of the pH that is in the acidity, some may have ulcer. So what you do is that you can blend it with watermelon. This watermelon, as you know, has a 92% water, 21% vitamin C. So that can help you to reduce, because it has natural sugars in the watermelon, which can give you some taste. Sometimes when I'm in a long meeting, now one of the new discoveries of COVID is thrombosis, that's platelets, breaking off your nerves so that the blood cannot flow up. So in long meetings, I add ginger. And so ginger plus watermelon plus this, because ginger is a natural blood thinning. Because they are also saying that technically and medically it's not good that you sit at one time for more than 30 minutes. So these are all the issues that Cocoa Board, Ghana Tourism Authority, and CPC, we are promoting that this our National Chocolate Day is about eat chocolate, stay healthy, and grow Ghana. So that at the end of the day, when we all get into this activity, and as the President has always been saying that this too shall pass. By the time that it is past, when we get into our normal protocols of continuous washing of hands with our nose masks and sanitizer, and getting any of these products also can help push us. And with God as our helper, we can promote it. So this is how we have it in several forms. So it comes in this packaging, and it's this same that we've got it here. Trying as much as possible to promote locally and externally.
What is the country's performance on the international market when it comes to our chocolate products?
Taking it from the bean itself, between Ghana and Ivory Coast is an average production of 60 to 65%, but we earn $10 to $12 billion. When it gets to this stage, it is 28 billion. When it gets to this level, it is 142 billion. You have the chocolate as 100 billion, the cosmetic 60 billion, beverage 6 billion. The good thing with Ghana is that the way we process our bean from the upcountry, it is an average of 20 to 25% of Ghana to the rest of the world. So much as together with Ivory Coast, it is 60%. If even we take Ghana as 25 on a chain of 142, that means that you have something of 35 billion. So that's how, as much as possible, Cocoa Board government is trying to push more for the value addition, because even if you get it into this form, it is better than keeping it here. As much as possible, as they're trying to support CPC through the entire efforts of Honorable Dr. Friakoto, Cocoa Board CEO, and the presidency, as much as possible to support us, so that at least we can get more into this. How have they started? Honorable Friakoto has been able to structure for us, and we are now supplying this product to the secondary schools. That is through National Buffer. And it's by the long side of it is where we've had this stimulus package, where, as I said the other time, trying to increase our production and also doing a value addition on this with the cashew and the tiger nut. So some of the machineries are in. The last leg will be coming in April, May. So hopefully by the middle or the last quarter of the year, we would have this plant ready. And that is part of the activity. Aside that also, much as the COVID is still a challenge, we're having serious challenges with this level, because who is interested in this when he's trying to fight COVID? So this is where the challenge is. But that notwithstanding, we're trying on a small level to push it, but it's not easy, because at least when we get into this stage locally and trying also to take advantage, we hit a market in Liberia where they are interested in the drinking chocolate. We've had some offers from outside. We were even close to move to China after the initial MOU, but we've not stopped it. We still want to push it. And as you see this product, this is how the export brand is. The same, this is the local, and if you have this, is the export. So this is how we want to also get into the export market. And by that will be the comparative levels of how it is owned. And what makes Ghana unique is the cocoa content. And this is how we've tried as much as possible to push it. Because the earlier perception has always been that chocolate more as a candy than the food. And it's all because of how they say it. But in any real cocoa, when you break it of a chocolate, you should hear the click. That means the cocoa content is high. And this is how we are promoting gradually. And people have recognized that by eating that, that makes the Ghana cocoa and the Ghana chocolate unique. So gradually, this is where we're pushing. And I can say that in the last 3 years, the per capita consumption was 0.50, but we've done a slight one of 0.53 as against Europe, which is 6 kilos to 11. So gradually, at least we're trying to push it. And this is where we want to let it be. And I'm sure that the message is trickling down and it's getting on better.
If you just tuned in, you're watching International Trade Figures. We're taking a look at Ghana's preparedness to venture into the global chocolate confectionery market. The conversation continues with Naneje Nimboating, the Managing Director of Cocoa Processing Company, after this break. A warm welcome back. This is our in-depth segment. The conversation continues with Naneje Nimboating, the Managing Director of the Cocoa Processing Company.
What is the current production capacity of CPC?
Currently, we have a 64,500 tons capacity for the cocoa processing factories. Here we have 3 factories in one. Cocoa 1, Cocoa 2, that is doing these processes. When it gets to this level, it's only 3,000 tons. So it means it is only 4.6% of our total throughput. Over the last 3 years, with the support of the government and emphasis the sector minister and Cocoa Board, that's where we got this stimulus. And this promotion, we're now doing 15% of this. So that is the first step. And as I said earlier, Ghanaians are responding to it now, getting to know chocolate and its products as food and not candy. In the light of that, and also to tap into the African trade market, as we've been mentioning over time, it's also to look at how we can get into our branding. So this is how the previous packaging has changed, so that we can meet the packaging of the time and then make the product attractive. We're also moving in to replace and retool some of our aged parts. And we've also gone far in securing a facility from Afraism, in addition to the stimulus package that we had from the government through Prudential. And with this level, we want to increase our processing capacity to 87,500 tons. Then we move the confectionery from 3 to 15. And this is how, in the next 2 years, we want to get CPC to that level. First, replacing and retooling some of the aged parts, and also getting new machinery so we can run the lines. Because we see the aftermarket as a huge market, and Ghanaians are also appreciating the concept of the benefits of cocoa consumption. So that's how we also want to increase onto the market and consumption.
How can we promote our chocolate brands on the international markets, and what should be the contribution of Ghanaians?
We're trying all possible avenues to let the local market understand the good benefits. And that's how this year we chose the theme, Eat Chocolate, Stay Healthy, Grow Ghana. And why did we choose that? Because we were saying that from the benefits of what you get from any of these products, it helps build the immunity. And it's not today's COVID that we're talking about. We have the figures, we have the history, and we have the records of 1700 BC when it's been tested and proven. And this is how continuously we are getting the message across. And we are sure that over time we'll get there. What are some of the things that we've also done? It's like when we have that response, say that, oh, it's good, but it's bitter. That's why we are trying to also let them know that yes, you can do it in your small way as a smoothie. Just blending this with watermelon, just blending it with ginger and watermelon. You have the natural sugars, which can still keep you and build on your immunity. So when gradually we get people into this, even some just blend it with this and that. So they can take 2 of the Royal and maybe 1 of the all-time, and just to reduce the bitterness. Because as long as you have it on this, it also helps them. So as much as possible, we're trying to encourage them to consume and then get them off the perception as chocolate as more of a candy than food. Some of the challenges that also we've had is respect of pricing. And then also we've defended it that if you have just the product living, say, for 20 cedis, it is a 400 grams. You need a 1 tablespoon in the morning, 1 tablespoon in the evening. So even if it's 20 grams for 20 days, it translates to 1 cedi or 50 pesos at 1 meal. But that notwithstanding, as part of the stimulus, we're getting machines where we can get it into a sachet form. Because the question is, even if the person has got it now, does he need to be carrying this from work and home every day? But if it's in a sachet form, they just take that 20 grams. So he brings it to office. Any hot water, he can make his meal. Again, also, we've had concerns about this as 10 cedis. And that's why we're asking that if you have a whole thing of this and you need only 20 grams out of this, which is performance in the body, is like better than taking soluble aspirin, which also the continuous intake has its consequence. Then how many times of this as compared to the medicine? So it all boils down to education and opening up the mind. And this is what, as much as possible, we're trying to do, just to create the awareness and let them know of the health benefits and how long it can promote them. And I'm sure gradually going on, we are winning the battle. And that is how we want to first create the awareness so we can sustain it. And this is how we've even gotten this and selling it at least enough, instead of exporting it into 25 kg, and we've got it in this small level so that at least it can also be affordable for anybody just to buy, use it as a cream. So even if you have this, just like as I'm saying, any 1 second, even if you had just like this in your office, and for every, because when you walk on the sun, just on a U rays and you're getting it off, and even using it as your pomade, you are using the vitamin E, which is promoting to fight the U rays. So all these are things that we're trying as much as possible, because even some come to buy it just like this in this form. And as I'm saying, even in this state also, it is also better. So as much as possible, at any level, We just want to let Ghanaians know the health benefits in this, which of course we'll try as much as possible to help all of us and build on our immunity.
How is Ghana positioning itself as a chocolate-producing country for the African continental free trade markets?
Moving on also is how well that AFDA, African Development Bank, is helping Ghana and Ivory Coast. Now, that part of the activity is increasing the production. When this product is increased, it also then turns into the question of supply and demand. And that's where we want to get into the chain of the value addition. So either bringing it into this form or into this final product and ensuring that we get and patronize it locally here gives us a better position on the supply and demand. And that is how, as much as possible, we get it through the schools. So even continuously, when they leave their schools and get into tertiary, the good effects of cocoa consumption, which is lower depression, giving you a very levels of the numerous benefits, having a sharp brain translates into their tertiary and beyond as a family man. So as the population increases, you also have the consumption part increasing. And that's how we also will be increasing our capacity. Along the line will be the message to our near borders and beyond. So they will also then sell the message. And these are all the processes that as much as possible we are trying to open up as a gateway so that as we increase the per yield, we also increase the consumption. And then it can have a balance on both the value addition and the end product. Because it is so sad that at this stage, it is only 6% to the farmer, 2.1% to the transporter, 7 point. So the total at this stage is only 20%. But when it gets here, is where you're getting 79 to 80% with the retailers and the chocolatiers. So it means that up to this grinding stage is 20. So if as much as possible, we can all push here, we will be saving a lot for ourselves. We'll be having healthy people all trying to give their quota to Mother Ghana. But if it is not that, at least you yourself try to promote it. And as a CPC is looking at it, that how best can we be part of this journey whilst we all work together.
Your final words.
I want to take this opportunity to play to our fellow Ghanaians that we are in a battle which is only the good Lord can help. And I say this because every morning when you wake up is another story of what happened yesterday night. And so you go into the night to sleep and you don't know what will happen. The only way that as much as possible you can also be sure of what you've done and leaving the rest to the good Lord is how well have you prepared on the immunity. And this is one of the products. Reason being that the human system has the innate and the adaptive immune system. The innate is the normal one where you eat and it helps build your system. In the course of your lifestyle, some level of your activities may not be too good for you, for which reason continuously can let the free radicals overrun your antioxidants. When it happens like that, it breaks up the system that can lead to cancer and all these numerous diabetes and all these things. Continuous consumption of cocoa can be likened to an area where there has been a problem. And then you invite the police or the rapid response to that place. When they get there, it leaves a memory of this place. So anytime that there's an issue, they know that this is where they are going to. The same thing happens with the continuous consumption. Immediately that they get into the system, they identify the spot of the ulcer, the cancer, the diabetes, or anything, and they leave a memory there. So any continuous consumption, daily and regularly, fights that decay system to repair. And this is how we want it to be.
And that does it for our in-depth segment. News and events comes up shortly. Don't go away. And it's a wrap for today's edition of International Trade Focus. Join us same time next week for some more on international trade-related activities here in Ghana and beyond. International Trade Focus is brought to you by Gold Good Energy, ADB, Truly, Agric and more, Public Elegance and Pediasi Valley Resort. My name is Anna Spio. Bye-bye.